should be over here, and my other screen should be over here. Hold on. Good now, Rhonda. Serenity now, sweet Saturday souls. Yes, yes. I love it, Robin. All right. Windows, all the windows. I need to expand this so I can see people. Jamie, good now. Good now. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Theron popped in. Good now, love. Joe Ellen, good now. KD, Helen, good now, lovelies. Get my blanket. I don't think there's ever. I have a blanket in every room of the house because I always like a blanket on my lap. I love quilts, so good now, everybody. Good now, peoples. Who else have I not said good now to just yet? Superhero Karma, I love your picture. Good now, Belinda. Who else has popped in? Daphne, good now, beautiful. Kara, good now, love. Did I miss anyone? Good now, Nicole and Peeps. I guess I should pull up the book, huh? I was on my other book for school. I don't understand why this book is not in the top of my library. That just doesn't make sense. Good now, Sylvie. You'll log back in, can't see the chat. Yes, ma'am. I know, I was just on Wendy's live and I couldn't see much of the chat. Good now, Donna. Now, Jessica. Who else has popped in? Make sure. I was like, make sure that's Jessica's flower indeed. And good now, love. There we go. Excellent. Me too. Love the barbershop story. I missed that one. She must have did it after I popped off. So she was on when I woke up to meditate at like 5 this morning. Good now, love. And I popped in. I just pulled up the app so I could meditate to pull the timer, and I just popped in to say hello, and then I meditated, and then worked on my paper, and then she was still on, so I popped back in real quick. Good now, Hamila. You bought the book and have been reading to catch up. Awesome. It's a good book. Yeah, hold a mirror up in front of you. It's always warn people. I'll give it about a minute, and then we'll hop in. No comments visible for you, Joellen. Hop out and hop back in and see if that helps. It's been doing that quite regularly for folks, to include myself. Good now, Bree. This is a different drink. I'm not completely sold. I think I'll stick to my water. Good now once again, Pamela. Pamela was in Wendy's live as well. Good now, love. All right. The counting timer just said 4:13, and every time I see 4:13, I either text or call my mom because that's her birthday, April 13th, which is Monday. So if I know your birthday and I see it on the clock or somewhere, I will text or call you because I'll be like, "Are you thinking about me? Because I was just told by the universe to say hi." I'm drinking water, but the other one was a mocha mushroom coffee blend. My mom, yep, April 13th. My mama. I called her the other day because I saw 4:13 on the clock or something. I was like, "Ma, the clock said 4:13." She started laughing because she knows. Sometimes I'll just take a screenshot of the time and send it to her and say, "I love you." I have a friend with the same birthday. And we text each other at 8:12 when we catch. I love it. Yep. See, you're my sister. For sure. Your April 9th. Daphne, how did we miss your birthday 2 days ago? Just rude. Do I not have that on my calendar? Happy birthday, hon. Give you some balloons. Balloons for Daphne. Happy belated. Feliz cumpleaños. All right, let me add it to my calendar now. Chica. Just wrong. I know I ask people for their birthdays. Daphne, Daphne. Thank you. I was so not in the birthday mood. You don't have to be in a birthday mood. We gonna love on you anyway. But I appreciate and respect and honor. Yeah, that's true. If you don't feel like having attention, do not let me know because I will love on you. Good now, Tracy. The whole family was. She knows who she's dealing with. Good now, Renee. Good now, Rochelle. Good now, Jeffrey. I'm adding you to my calendario right now. You're one of the few people I don't have to put IT after their name because I don't know any other Daphnes. I got you. Oh yeah, I can bring it out. Thank you. Your son is 4'8", my sister is 4'9", and my daughter is 4'18". Oh my goodness, all those April birthdays. Happy belated to your son and sister, and happy early birthday to your daughter. Awesome. So now that I've finished chasing the squirrels, let's see, make sure I said good now to everybody. Oh, I did not say good now to everyone. Miss Jen and her auric self. All these Aprils. My nephew's April was April 1st. Goodness gracious, yeah. And my one of my good friends is April 17th. We had another good friend that's in April. All right. Loving the Aprils. Y'all Aries. Well, some of them are Aries, some are not, right? When it starts turning to no man, let's not. That's a whole different call. We will have an astrology call one day, maybe. For now, let us get this party started. Grandparents for one. Look, y'all gonna stop putting squirrels in my chat. Y'all know I like squirrels. Thank y'all. I received that. Right? Thank you, Jamila. I do. I love squirrels. They're so cute. Never done chasing squirrels. Never. Nope. Definitely. I love it. This is how the letter started. Okay. Good now, and welcome to those joining for the first time. Welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. Taurus is coming up on April 20th. Thank you, Karma. Thank you, Squirrel. I love y'all. Thank you. We are, as you can see, reading the book Letting Go by Dr. David R. Hawkins. I have a hard copy somewhere way across the room because I use the Kindle. We were listening to the audible version, but the voice of the narrator was just kind of, it wasn't very comforting for folks. So here we are. Y'all are stuck with my voice. Let us get this party started right. Let us get this party started quickly, right? I might play that at the end. If you remind me, I'll probably forget because I'll already have been in this whole mode. Okay. I am good now. Is it Margie? Please tell me how to say your name. Margie. I want to say Margie and I want to say Margie, but I'm a freaking American, so please fix it. If you can tell what name I'm even trying to say, because sometimes we could say it so bad you're like, oh, you're talking to me? I didn't realize because you were saying it so bad. If you feel, I like to honor the vibration of your name. So as always, for anyone, if I mispronounce your name, please correct me. Squirrel's at the top of my list of things I want to reincarnate into. I love that, Jamie. All right. So I am not a licensed mental health professional, so I just want to put that disclosure out there. However, I do help people with trauma and mental health things. I'm just not a licensed professional. My work does complement therapy, and I say that because this book is going to hold a mirror up in front of your face if you're new to it. And it, sometimes the truth hurts. It's not fun and it can be triggering. And so I just want to say, make sure you take really good care of yourself. If anything becomes too much at any time, feel free to step away from the space, or if you put it in the chat, as you can see, you're gonna get all kinds of love and support and perspectives and all that. So do what's best for you. Take care of you. I wish I could be in person with all of you, so if anyone ever needs a hug or something, I can just hold you. I know that sometimes hug can be triggering, so only if you receive it. Um, but yeah, this book is pretty deep. Today we're reading chapter 10, which is courage. Um, and feed them all the time. That is so cool. I wish. They do look like they have a lot of fun. So that is where we are, chapter 10. If you are just joining for the first time and have not read this book before and need to catch up or would like to catch up, this is catch up. Every time I say catch up, I think of mustard. Anyway, squirrel. This is recorded and it is on my Tube of You channel, which you can find in my profile if you go to the About page and click on that link. The Tube of You link is 5 links down in that in the list. And I have a whole playlist of this book so that you don't have to go searching all over my channel. I mean, you're welcome to, but just to make it easier, I made it a playlist. You bring so much wisdom when you speak of your own experiences. Really helpful to me. I'm so glad, Helen. I'm glad. I definitely it's led. Like I don't ever plan it. It just comes out. That's how I know it's for someone in this space. So I will keep going. Oh, I love y'all. You're welcome. You're welcome, Robin. I see some new bubbles. Let me just say good now, Sakai. Hopefully I said your name correctly. You're right around the corner from me, hon. Good now and welcome. Good now, Pam. Hey, I know you, Petria. Good now, love. All right, so without further ado, shall we start reading? I'll pause the musica so we can be nice and focused. Okay. Chapter 10, Courage. Let me know if at any point you can't hear me because I might start reading to myself and forget that I'm reading to y'all. So that happens. Gotta love being human. Oh, thank you all for loving on the new folks. Colleen, good now, love. All right, the hallmark of courage is the knowledge and feeling I can. It is a positive state in which we feel assured, skillful, adequate, capable, alive, loving, and giving, with an overall zest for life. And just also fair warning, I have not read this book in over 10 years for anyone who's new here. So I am reading it for the first time again with you. So gratitude for the grace on all the words that I stumble over between now and the end of the chapter. Hopefully it doesn't take you out of the state. Thank you all for loving on the new folks. In this state, we feel centered, balanced, flexible, happy, independent, and self-sufficient. We can be inventive, creative, and open. In courage, there's a lot of energy, action, letting go, capacity to be there, to be spontaneous, resilient, resourceful, and cheerful. In this state, we can be very effective in the world. Good now, Grace. The courage to let go. The level of courage is very helpful in the mechanism of surrender. In courage, we know I can look at my feelings. I don't have to be afraid of my feelings anymore. I can handle them. I can take responsibility for them. I can learn how to accept them and be free from them. I am willing to take risks, to let go of old points of view and explore new ones. I am willing to be joyous and share my experience with others. I experience myself as willing and able. Awesome. Yay. Me too, Pam. It is often easy to jump from any of the lower feelings up to courage merely by affirming our courage to look at and handle our feelings. The mere willingness to look at and begin to handle them increases our self-esteem. Super facts. If, for instance, we have a fear and are unwilling to look at it, then we feel diminished and our self-esteem is lowered. If we are willing to look at that fear, examine it, acknowledge its presence, and see how it's inhibited our life, and begin to surrender it, then our self-esteem increases, whether the fear disappears or not. We all know that it takes courage to face fear. We champion the people who face their fear and attempt to do something about it. Such courage is one of the characteristics of nobility and makes a person truly great. Despite all their negative programming and despite all their fear, Courageous people go forward in life with no guarantee and not even the knowledge that things are going to get better. So, courage increases our self respect and brings us to the respect of others. We no longer need to feel ashamed. Let's look at an example of a man who suffered from a lifelong terror of heights. Before I go further, if anyone has joined for the first time, I don't remember what year this book was written, but some of the examples may get under your skin because they're a little bit dated. So take the lesson from it, and apply it however you can. But yeah, just wanted to, because they used about to share an example. This one's probably fine, but yeah, just want to throw that caveat out there. Um, he had worked on being free of the fear for several years, and it had gotten much better, but there was still plenty of it left. This was evident when he went to the Grand Canyon with a friend. At first, he stood back about 6 feet from the ledge. In previous years, he wouldn't have gone within a block of it. Now he stood there, hesitantly. The friend took his hand, saying, "Come on over to the edge with me." And so he did. He kept surrendering on the fear as he walked forward and found that he could actually stand right next to the edge, although admittedly, not without feeling considerable discomfort. When they left the edge of the canyon, the friend looked at him approvingly and said, "Well, at least you did it. I know how much courage that took." Even though he had not totally overcome the fear, by transcending an inner barrier, he had earned his own self-respect and the respect of others. When we have these breakthrough experiences, we begin to perceive our fear differently and we stop being ashamed of it. We stop allowing it to invalidate our true worth. It increases our inner strength and our self-approval. In due time, the underlying fears will require courage, which require courage to overcome, diminish to the point that we move on to acceptance. Self-empowerment. On the level of courage, the emphasis is on doing. We already know that we are capable of providing for our own needs and for those of others, and we know that if we are willing to put forth the effort, we can obtain what we want. Thus, people on the level of courage are the doers of the world, because we can only give what we ourselves already have. People on the level of courage are able to be supportive and encouraging of others. This is because they are able to give as well as receive, and there is a balance between giving and receiving that occurs naturally. The levels of consciousness up to this point are concerned primarily with gain. Now, on the level of courage, there is greater power and energy. We have the ability to give to others because other people are no longer being looked at primarily as a means for help, survival, or support. When we are in this state of courage, we sense our own inner power, strength, and self-worth. We know that we have the capacity to make a difference in the world, not just gain something from it for ourselves. Because of the inner self-confidence, we are much less concerned with security. The emphasis is no longer on what people have, but upon what they do and have become. Next slide. I'm just kidding. With courage, there is the willingness to take chances and to let go of former securities. There is the willingness to grow and benefit from new experiences. This involves the capacity to admit mistakes without indulging in guilt and self-recrimination. Our sense of self-worth is not diminished by looking at areas that need improvement. We are able to admit the presence of problems without being diminished. As a result, energy, time, and effort are put into self-improvement. On this level, statements of intention and purpose are much more powerful, and envisioned results tend to manifest. We are much more enterprising and creative because our energies are not drained by the constant preoccupation with emotional or physical survival. Because of greater flexibility, there is a willingness to examine issues with a view to changing overall meaning and context. There is a willingness to risk shifting paradigms. A paradigm is a whole worldview, and it is only limited by what we view as possible. As old ways of looking at things are challenged, our worldview begins to stretch and expand. That which was previously considered to be impossible becomes possible and eventually is experienced as a new dimension of reality. There is the capacity to look within ourselves, to examine our belief systems, ask questions, and seek new solutions. On the level of courage, we are willing to take self-improvement courses, learn consciousness techniques, and risk the journey without there's no journey, Risk the journey within to seek our own true self, and that's the capital S self, by the way, the inner reality. There is a willingness to experience uncertainty, periods of confusion, and temporary upset because underneath the temporary discomfort, we have a long term transcendent goal. The mind that is operating on the level of courage makes such statements as, I can handle it, we'll make it, the job will get done, we can see this through, all things shall pass. Now, I'm going to caveat real quick. I can handle it does not mean you are not receiving help or asking for help. That does not mean take it all on your own shoulders. Okay, I digress. If we test a person's muscle strength with kinesiology when the state of courage, when in the state of courage level of I can handle it, they will test positive and remain strong to our challenge. Although there is still vulnerability to negative thoughts or energies, such as those that emanate from fluorescent lights or artificial sweeteners, the bioenergy field is more radiant than that of the lower negative states. Because courage is a stronger, more resilient energy field, physical illnesses are less likely to be a prominent aspect of life. There may be chronic residuals of illness that originated from the lower levels of consciousness, but they are generally not stabilized. In courage, there is an overall sense of strength and well being. Awareness of others. Thank you for the hearts, y'all, as I'm reading. And welcome to those who are just joining. Awareness of others. The lifestyle on this level shows a balance of work, enjoyment, and love. There is not the necessity for overambition or workaholism, although people on that level of courage are capable of considerable energy output if the situation requires it. Because of the letting go of so much negativity, there is a desire and capacity to love and to have loving relationships. These now assume equal importance with efforts toward survival. There is a vocational security, and in the work area, there is concern for the welfare of others. People on this level characteristically state that they want jobs which will be of some benefit to the world. They want to feel that there is more meaning to their job than just a salary. Personal growth is important, and there is the awareness on the level that our life is either positively or negatively influencing those around us. Facts. On the lower levels of consciousness, which are characterized by egotism, there is so much concern with self-gain in that there is little energy or thought given to our effort on others, effect on others. On the level of courage, we no longer identify solely with the small self. The world is no longer seen as a depriving or punishing bad parent. Instead, the world is seen as challenging and presenting opportunities for growth, development, and new experiences. Thus, this level is characterized by optimism and the feeling that with the correct facts, education, and orientation, sooner or later, most problems can be worked or satisfactorily. Me and my reading, y'all. The lower levels limit our consciousness to personal concern, but on this level, social issues become important and energy is expended to help overcome social problems and to be helpful to those less fortunate. Therefore, generosity becomes possible, not just financially, but also in a generosity of attitude. Pleasure is derived from the championing of causes and from supporting the endeavors of others. This energy creates new jobs, businesses, industries, and political and scientific solutions. Education, although not always in the academic sense, becomes important. On the level of courage, we really start becoming conscious. It dawns on us that we have the freedom and the capacity to choose. We no longer have to be the victim, and freedom in the psychological, emotional, and spiritual sense is possible. Therefore, much less rigidity is present, and because of flexibility and the capacity of concern and genuine love for others, people on this level make good parents, bosses, employees, and citizens. There is a capacity to put ourselves in another person's place and a concern for the feelings of others as well as their overall welfare. Although the lower negative feelings still tend to occur, they do not predominate or determine one's lifestyle. That is, we do it even though we're scared. People on this level are the backbone of the country. They are the people we turn to when it is necessary to do so for the common good. They are dependable and can be counted on because of their willingness to accept responsibility. On this level, there is a social conscience and humanitarianism. That is not the word, but I know y'all know what I was trying to say. As the basis of moral decisions, guilt takes a backseat to the welfare of others. Lord have mercy. It is it is from this level that we get such sayings as success breeds success. Because of adequate functioning, there is positive feedback which reinforces confidence and allows greater self-exploration as well as exploration of the world. Although effort is still required to accomplish goals, it is much less than on the lower levels. There is a greater satisfaction and gratification because there is greater reward which with less effort than that which would be required to overcome fear. There is much greater capacity not only to seek help, but to be able to utilize it and benefit from it. Oh, I can speak to that. Money is used in a much more constructive manner, and there is concern with how the expenditures will affect the lives of others. Money is not spent solely for self gratification, self aggrandizement, or self fortification. Rather, it is seen as a tool for accomplishment. This level is one at which the true spiritual awareness becomes possible. Because of the emergence from egotism and the relinquishment of the identification with the small self, there is an experiencing of higher energies and the hope of increased awareness. On the lower levels, God is viewed from the emotional coloration at that level. Did I read that right? I did. Okay. Thus, in apathy, the whole relationship with God is hopeless, if it can be considered at all. On the level of grief, one feels hopelessly separated from any help from God. When overcome with guilt, the person feels undeserving of any relationship with God, and punishment is expected rather than love. On the level of fear, the fear may be so great that the problem of God cannot even be faced, so that the subject is blotted out of consciousness, and God is viewed as fearful, punishing, avenging, jealous, and angry. On the level of anger, God is viewed as depriving, arbitrary, capricious, and failing. On the level of pride, there is an egotism about one's religious or spiritual position, characterized by rigidity, inflexibility, intolerance, proneness to exclusivity, bigotry, clannishness, religious argumentation, and wearing. All these extra words. Who used these words? I'm kidding. On the level of courage, we are willing to take responsibility for our religious or spiritual position. The increased awareness often results in emergence of the spiritual seeker, and the pursuit of truth in its religious or spiritual sense truly awakens. This may result in a reaffirmation of our previous position, but now from a totally new viewpoint, that of choice. It may bring about changes which may either be slow or gradual or sudden. On this level, there is the awakening of consciousness and the realization that our beliefs and views are now a result of our choice, not just a result of previous blind programming. There is a search for meaning, and this may occur on the level of ethics and humanitarianism. Why can I not say that word? Rather than in the area specifically denoted as formal religion. We investigate our social function and the role in the world, and we inquire as to the value of our lives, not only to ourselves, but also to others. I will read your comment after this, Helen. Carl Jung said that the healthy personality is equally balanced between work, play, love, and an aspect of personality called spirituality, which we could also define as the search for meaning and value. These investigations bring inner upsets, but also moments of acceptance and peace. There are moments of intuitive understanding which beckon us on to continue the quest to find out if there is anything beyond just the physical and material world and its ever-changing phenomena. This level of consciousness is a good one from which to look at and let go of more negative feelings. On this level, we have the energy, capacity, self-confidence, and willingness to acquire know-how and undergo the necessary steps to learning. On this level, there is a desire for self-improvement and the realization that better states of mind are possible. The level of courage knows that this is not necessary to endure the pain and suffering of the negative emotions or their interference with the satisfaction of life. In courage, we are no longer willing to pay the cost of negativity. We are concerned about the effects of our negative feelings on the welfare of others with whom we are closely associated. Most people who have learned the letting go technique will continue to use it until they have reached this level of consciousness. On this level, their major life problems are now under control. They are experiencing vocational satisfaction and success. Material wants are supplied. Major problems in relationships have straightened out. They are no longer consciously experiencing pain and suffering, and there is satisfaction from having grown and developed in certain areas. When we are comfortable, there is a temptation to stop using the technique and only resume it in emergency situations or when negative feelings again become painful and necessitate our attention. However, there is more yet to be had. Because there is always a feeling going on which can be surrendered, the continuation of the process will lead to greater and greater benefits. Continual surrender will bring about constant, subtle changes, especially on the levels of subtle awareness in our capacity for love. Previously, we had likened the radiation of love, which stems from our highest aspect, to the energy of sunlight. We noted that as the dark clouds of negativity are removed, this energy and our capacity to accept it and radiate it outward increases progressively. On the level of courage, our capacity to love is now much stronger, and it has the power to support and encourage others, lending strength to that which is positive and constructive in them. Assisting their development brings us to the pleasure of watching their growth and their increasing happiness. This capacity within us can grow even stronger. It can become even more powerful and self-rewarding, as well as more beneficial to others. We can utilize courage to reinforce our desire to grow beyond our present state. Because of this level, we are already getting inklings that there is something within us that we had hitherto unsuspected. These are indicated by those sudden episodes of perfect stillness and peace in which we have great clarity, understanding, and heightened sensitivity to beauty. We discovered that it was through the music and not because of it that we experienced our mind going suddenly still, and in that moment of stillness, we were allowed to experience a greater dimension. There may be fleeting seconds in which we feel a complete identification and oneness with others, as though there was no separation. These are the moments of breaking through into the experiencing of our real inner self, capital S self. The memory of those moments is never forgotten. When they first start to happen, we don't know what they mean. We think they are accidental, just due to chance. We attribute the feelings to external events such as the beauty of a sunset, a symphonic passage, or a loving gesture. But as we investigate further, we find that these were only the circumstances that allowed something else to happen. They were not the cause. They allowed a certain stillness of the mind to take place, and because of that stillness, we were allowed a moment in which we were able to experience something other than the chatter of our own mind with its incessant restlessness, play of sensations, feelings, thoughts, emotions, and memories. In the moments when time seems to stand still, we get a glimpse of what is possible. These moments are so rewarding that they are treasured for a lifetime. When they occur, something is experienced that is very impressive. Could it be that, beyond the turbulence of the world, our own mind, there is a silence, a realm of peace that is always waiting? Yes, there is. That is the point of transcendental meditation. And that concludes chapter 10. Let me see what Helen said real quick. And thank y'all for listening. And also feel free to share anything that came up for you, anything that was aha, anything that was like, yes, I agree, whatever you care to share. I have a negative thought. If I put my needs first and step into courage and let go of it, I feel conflicted because I'm also letting go of prioritizing someone else's needs. If I have my back and take care of me, I no longer have this person's back. It is the right thing to do for me and her, but oh my word, I feel so conflicted. This person is mad at me, so I don't feel courage. I feel selfish. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, you're good. It's okay. Loved it and resonated with so much. Good, Ainsley. Helen, I'm reading another book that's going to probably be our next book after we finish this one. And I just love the way he explains how our souls are here. we're like either chances of growth for people, like you are helping her, whether she sees it or not right now, to probably step into something that she needs to step into. Find the courage within her. So it took courage, hun, to put yourself first. Good now, Caroline. Good now, Renuka. Let me see. So celebrating you for doing that. Taking care of you first is not putting them on the back burner. It is giving you the ability to, when you're able to help them, it's giving you the ability to show up more fully and authentically. And also taking care of yourself first will let you know, did you really want to help, or were you helping out of obligation? So it gives you the opportunity to discern, am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing it because I feel like I have to? And you don't want to be in a place where you're doing stuff because you feel like you have to. It's draining. So I'm celebrating you for taking that time, and I'll just hope that you will take a different look at what you did as a form of courage. I hope that helps. Good now, V. Who else I see pop in here? Bertha, good now. Osaya, good now. Let me know what you think. And Ainsley, what resonated most with you, or anyone who would like to share? Good now, Mary. And we're only 36 into this. We could technically read chapter 11 if you would like. It's a short chapter as well. On the plane, they always say, put on your own mask and vest first. You can't be helpful if you're both drowning. Exactly. And that was the other thing. Thank you, Jamila. That came to mind. That kind of, I was going to say and it fell out of my head. If you have not raised to that level of consciousness yet, then it's harder to see where taking care of yourself is a benefit. So just keep working on you, love, Helen. Keep doing what you're doing. And being able to acknowledge that you feel selfish is beautiful. It's what you do with that feeling. And using the letting go technique, it can help you navigate that so that it doesn't get stuck in your body. I also didn't know spirituality was a personality type. I know. Where did I read that? I think it's an archetype, if anything. You know how people say, I'm spiritual, but I'll cuss you out. Good now, V. Helen, do you remember what the letting go technique is, or the questions that you can ask yourself about that? Why do I feel selfish? And it's possible that you feel selfish because you were taught that doing that was selfish, but that no longer is your truth. Thank you for the word. Obligation is important. I think I'm letting go of who I wanted her to be and accepting who she really is. Yes. And letting go of who she was expecting you to be, or letting go of the like not being who she was expecting you to be as well. All that can bring grief and discomfort. So good for you. Michelle says, that reminds me of the saying, you can't warm someone else's house by burning down your own. I love that, Michelle. I love that. And yeah, that would definitely not be helpful. I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'll add your comment to the Lettuce Fam doc. And for anyone who's like, what is the Lettuce Fam doc? That is in my profile. If you go to the link, and you will see, I'm pulling it up right now. You will see Let Us Relate, and it is the Lettuce Fam doc. And I put, whenever someone shares like beautiful words of wisdom, I have a, how you call it? I have a tab in here where I share that. So if you allow me to, I would love to add that to the list, Michelle. Let me see. How many selfish people told us we were selfish because we weren't focused on them? Facts, Jamila. Exactly. Ainsley says, I helped an old school friend return to New Zealand from the UK. She was incredibly dependent on me back home, and for about 18 months infiltrated my life and came between my husband and I. I felt obligated to be there for her, and over time it became so clear she was bringing a lot of negative energy to my life. I love that. I love that you were able to see what was going on, and that you passed that lesson. That was not easy, definitely, I'm sure. Jamie says we can take care of ourselves even. Thank you, Michelle. Adding it now. When I copy from IT, it has a black background. Like, we can't read it. So I put it on Notepad first, and then I add it. So let me grab it, and then I'll get back to Jamie's comment. Okay. Y'all, I'm such a geek. I'm trying not to be so anal about formatting it. Okay. Jamie says, when we take care of ourselves, even when it upsets someone else, it gives us an opportunity to practice standing in uncomfortability. Facts. There is a lot of power in being able to stay true to ourselves in uncomfortability. Yes, Jamie, for sure. I'll put that in there too, if you don't mind. Yeah, when you can stand in uncomfortability, whatever it is that you're doing, like, that's courage. And it takes courage to be in that space. And that's, like he said, it increases your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. And yeah. This coincides with the class I took this week with Jacqueline Kim. I love it. She spoke on helping out of fear and them being mad at you. And it is also selfish because you aren't showing up because, because you want to. But so they aren't upset with you. Yes. Or something close to that. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yep. That is definitely a difficult perspective too. Like, you're being selfish by showing up out of obligation because you are more worried about how they're perceiving you, which is kind of a self focused thing, right? Kind of. But so is courage. You're like, so if you're feeling uncomfortable about standing in your thing, it's because you're also thinking about that other person. So it's not helping you. So it's like really asking yourself, what is it about this? What do I actually really want? How do I want to show up in the world, period? And is this aligned with it? Let's see. I try to cut her off, so put myself first and be true to my authentic self. Yes, I had to cut her off. Good, Ainsley. Good. It was the hardest thing, and I still struggle. Oh, my speaker said you not use me. I still struggle with how much I hurt her. Ainsley, people can only hurt you if you let them hurt you. So if she is hurt, it's because she needs to work on herself, basically. You have no control over that, how people are going to experience someone saying no to you. And honestly, like, if you weren't there at all, she would have either had to figure it out or she would have never done anything. So you helped her a lot more than she may be willing to recognize or admit. And we also don't know what her soul came here. Like the book I'm reading right now, we're like, we don't know what the soul came back to heal. So there's something in her that the soul itself is trying to heal, and you were a way to start that healing, and she just has to make the choice to continue working through that. Definitely not your responsibility. Don't do that to yourself. Guilt is self-punishment. You begin to resent them, and that's not fair to anyone. Super facts, Farron. Jamila, was the tube of you fixed? What in the world happened? It's not my job to control how they perceive me. I'm going to let them feel their own experience. I trust they will come to understand me. Whatever they think or do is outside of my control. A note tool from Jacqueline. Yeah, that note that you took from Jacqueline. It is. As long as you're acting out of kindness and not like resentfulness or whatever, there is kindness and love. Like, if your acts are pure kindness and love, the way they receive all like, you can't, there's nothing you can do about how they're going to receive it. Like I was on Wendy's live, and she had a very abusive childhood. Like many people have had abuse, and they as they grow up, abuse equals love until they encounter something else. So we don't know like the way that you support them, that it may be comfortable, may not be comfortable, they may not understand it. So it's just like we don't know what their lived experiences are, and we don't know what lens or filter they are looking through and experiencing you. So kindness and love is all you can do. That's the best you can do for people. Love really, really, it just gives people, it expands their consciousness, really, especially if they haven't experienced like unconditional love, true love. It expands their consciousness, and there's something in their soul that's like, oh, I remember that. And even if they don't express it in this lifetime, or if they don't express it with you, you did something good for them. Know that. I see your courage, Ainsley. Fair dues. That's from Helen. Robin said, I had to let go of several selfish friends. Some were very passive aggressive. I chose myself first, not at all easy, necessary. Yes. Yeah, I'm like, if you are bogged down by other people's stuff, it's exhausting, and you're not able to show up in the way that you were put on this earth to show up. Sometimes letting go is part of the thing that your soul is working on healing. So congratulations for navigating that. Farron says, consideration versus responsibility. One is grounded and intentional, and the other is fear-based and controlling. Exactly. Yes, Farron. And that's one of the things he was saying earlier in the book, too. He's like, can't we not hit somebody because we love them, not out of fear of the consequences of it? Like, can we just not do stuff, not because we're afraid of the consequences, but because it's out of love for just mankind? Like, yeah, that was one of my favorite perspectives from him, too. Jamila says, Farron, didn't we say this yesterday? What you think of me is none of my business, none of my concern. Was that yesterday? Was I there? Was that a different live? She totally does need to work on herself. Absolutely, Ainsley. Not any of my business either. I feel like I'm her parent, and that's not good for either of us. Absolutely not, Helen. Nope. She's gotta find the adult version of her to parent her inner child, or seek help in the right places. Some friends are great for that, and some are not. And if that's not your thing, it's okay. For some reason, I can hold space very well, and for a long time, and for like, I have a big net. But not everybody has that ability, and so you got to know who you're talking to, who you're dealing with, and know where to seek assistance. Sometimes it's not all the time your friend. Your friend is not there to be your therapist all the time. You'll be wearing both y'all out, because you'll never get what you need, because they can't support that, and then they'll be worn out because they're trying to support you and they have no idea. Like, I don't know what you need from me. Stop it. So yeah. Jamila mentioned, she said your tube of you was not running with today's live. Really? Did I never hit record? I didn't. Thank you. I will, after we hang up, I will read the the chapter again. I never hit go live. I hit it here, but not there. My bad, anybody on YouTube, tube of you. Okay, I will read after, and then I'll read the notes, the comments. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. You tried to. I had a friend like that once. Very draining, but definitely a lesson in boundaries. Yes, for sure. Thank you, Pam. I love all this. I am working through all these things, and all the comments are helping me stay on my path. I love that, Berna. Yes, yes. Helen says, every support I give her, she rejects. Exactly. This chapter is opening my eyes up to seeing what I am doing to myself. Yes, thank you, Nicole. Thank you all for sharing. You're welcome, Helen. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you. I need to go. I'm glad I joined today. Me too, Michelle. You can catch the replay after I reread the chapter on the two of you. I might just record I could record the screen, do a playback. Yeah. Anyway, I'll deal with the logistics later. I had a friend like that once. Yeah, very draining, says Jamila. Farron says, I feel like it can also affect the way you show up for others. Aside from this, it does, yes. Things my husband and I have gone through in past situations sometimes affects how we show up for each other and causes issues. It does, especially if you're doing it unconsciously. I'm telling you, this book, The Seed of the Soul, has anybody read that book? That's going to be our next book. Because seriously, what y'all are talking about, it talks about in here in a whole different way. Like his way of explaining things is amazing. I have been out walking. I appreciate the company and lessons. Oh, of course, Jamila. I love that you can walk. One of these days when my toe finally mends itself, I'll go walking. Send you all peace. I'm off to Chris meditation. Oh, Christy. I cannot say her name properly. Enjoy, Robin. Thank you. Stacey says, Miss, can you read it here also? It's a short chapter, which is cool. I am going to have to re-record reading it, unless y'all want to hear me read it again. But I'm going to have to re-record it so that it can be on my Tube View channel, because I never hit go live on the other app. Let's see. I have a friend who I have mentioned carefully that she would benefit from a professional therapist, and hoping she gets help. Her energy is draining. I do my best to support her, though. As long as it's not draining you, Pam. Pam, energy vamps love people like us. Facts. Is the deed of the soul. I don't know if that's the same author. My husband is so draining, which affects me. He doesn't see it. I'm sorry to hear that, Stacey. Thank you for sharing. What happens is, how do I say this? For one, men are not the best at seeing things. Like, you have to tell them. And like, because they're just like, okay, things are just a lot more simpler. Gentlemen, feel free to chime in. Like, it's one of the things that us women do have a tendency to do is expect that you will read our minds or see our frustration, and it's not always the case. Even other women with women, but I feel like women, if we do it's because we're intentionally trying to ignore it, because we can pick up on things. It's an energy thing. But Stacey, without knowing, of course, everything going on, the first place would be to look at how are you communicating that something is just draining for you, or find like, what is it specifically that is draining? Is it him not doing something? Is it him talking about negative stuff all the time? Like, identifying that can help, possibly, hopefully, if y'all are able to have adult conversations, because I know that's not always the case, but it can start a dialogue around that, so that because he may, like, people, if you tell me about all the things happening in the news that are like devastating and things that I have not, okay, yeah. So with people who are very negative, for me personally, of course, this is not a partner, and I know that's a lot harder because they're like there all the time, but I don't engage in conversation, or I like to speak to the higher version of themselves that is not yet mostly present. And so when I engage with them, I don't speak to that lower part that is talking negatively or talking out of fear. And at some point, their soul will wake up. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm not reading out loud. He's very, very negative about everything in the world is pissing him off. She's like, I get the world is crazy. This is why I don't watch news like that. But that's a place to start. Don't engage in that conversation. Like, you can say I understand and keep walking away. Be like, I understand, and I'll say, in other news, this is happening. I mean, it's not funny, but if you can kind of redirect the conversation, because it'll only go where you will let it go. But if you don't give them any extra fuel, like engaging or fussing about it or saying stop talking about that, then it can't go anywhere. Right, right. That's one way to approach it. See how that works. I've been wanting to do a communication live. I haven't done that yet. I need to get my friend over here. Farron says my mother is an energy vampire, and is it parentification as a was a regular practice for me. It's exhausting. I understand. It can be. Jamila says that was well said. I saw a video the other day about the emotional labor women do, but it's also expected, right? Men seem to be more literal in my experience. And honestly, I admire it these days. Look, I tell you what, because I tend to be literal. It can be frustrating because you'd be like, something will go over your head so easily. You're like, I don't. um, so yeah, I'd be wondering because I believe Stacy. I'm like, I believe he loves you, and if you're not able to show up because you are drained from the way he interacts with you, I feel like that could be a conversation. Again, that is outside looking in with very little information about y'all's history and all that. But yeah, let me see. Pam says, able to keep our distance when she calls. I let it go to voicemail. I have had a different perspective of what she's going through, and when I have more empathy, I have more patience. Yeah, that's a good one, Pam. That's true too. Um, having a, I mean, you can empathize even without knowing, but it is definitely easier when you've had similar experience uh, to what they may be going through, have gone through, or have had actual conversations where you could talk to someone who has been through something like that and get a better understanding. And it definitely helps to have, if you have empathy, but that also does not still mean allow yourself to be used. You can have empathy and love from a distance as well. Trish says, hi, better late than never. Absolutely. And honestly, Trish, I forgot to hit go live, so it didn't even get recorded on the other platforms, so I have to read this all over again. So once we're finished here, I'll probably just re-record over this. Good now, Kelly. Just because of the comments, I don't want people to lose sight of people's insights. That self-care, Pam, that inspires me to do the same. Absolutely, you don't have to answer the phone. That's the whole, like, the concept of don't feed the fire. They can they can't talk to you, or the conversation can't keep going if you don't engage in it. They will at some point just stop responding because you're not responding. They're like, that's so mean, Nicole. What did I say, Ainsley? Negativity only thrives when we feed it. Yes, exactly, Jamie. I think that was better said than what I was trying to say. Empathy without absorbing the energy is a superpower. Yes, absolutely. Who's the author of the next book? Oh, I don't think I ever answered you. Can't remember. That's okay. What his name is. Gary Zukav. Good now, Amanda. Says I started this like super late. So in theory, on that end, you didn't miss anything. But I'll re-record this session. The name of the book is The Seat of the Soul. But we're only in chapter 10. We got another 11 more chapters here, so we will things go right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm like, if anybody's been on meditation with me in the mornings at 5:30, and Ray in his very subtle, witty self, he has the funniest jokes, and then when I finally get it 10 hours later, and not just kidding, it's usually within that session because he's very patient with me. Then I'm like, oh, and then I'm laughing and laughing and laughing. Even especially if it happens right before we sit, I'm still like in the sit, in the silence, laughing inside. I'm like, that is so silly, Nicole. It's all good. I used to hate that about myself. Good now, Solomon. But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Good now, Carla. This is why we have all kinds of people here. We need each other. Good now, Greg. Good now, Soul. Um, any other thoughts, comments on this chapter? Any clearing? I feel like I could do some clearing with you guys. It's charming. I love when a joke takes a second. Facts. Me too. I do too. They are funny. He, Jerry, Joe, hilarious. Good now, Soul. And good now, Carolyn. I think I've said good now to all the bubbles I can see. If not, I apologize. Raise your hand. Be like, you forgot me. So I could say good now to you. Ease magic for the win. Donna. Let's do some clearing. Okay. I feel like with maintaining boundaries is one. With feeling guilty, that's not the phrase. With maintaining boundaries is one of the phrases. The other one is something around yes, that's it, Helen. With putting myself first is the other one. So we're going to clear those two. With maintaining boundaries and with putting myself first. Unless something else comes to mind for y'all. Good now, love. Listening to in the background, I love it. I do that too. I'm going to re-record. Yeah, because I forgot to hit. I forgot to hit go live. Well, I won't re-record. I will just do a screen recording of this whole session so that people will be able to get the comments, because there's a lot of nuggets in there from you beautiful souls. So that's what we'll do afterwards, and then I'll be like Carla listening in the background, because I'll have to keep an ear on it. All right, clearing. Let me get so for anyone who is new to my form of clearing, as Donna calls ease magic, I think I'm gonna have to rechange the name. Good Lord. I call my yoga mat Mr. Magic. I'm like, ready, Magic? You ready to go sit? You ready for a sit? So I just got all kinds of magic in my life. Okay, if you are new to the way I do clearing, it's easy. The whole point of it is ease. Ease. That is even the name of it. Good now, Lulu. You're new. I love magic. I love magic too, and I'm glad you're here. Welcome, love. Up for the magic? Excellent. It is magical. Yeah. It will sometimes bring some tears, but you can tell the difference. It's tears of release, not tears of pity or self-loathing or anything like that. It's literally, you can feel that it's energy that has been stuck, that is just coming. That also shows up in yawns. It may show up, for some people, it actually shows up in burps. I haven't had that one, but if y'all see me yawn a lot, it's because y'all are clearing through me as well. I have also, I don't know if I've done it on the live, but just in clearing people, if it's something like really deep, like I will bust out in tears. I'm like, these aren't my tears. So if y'all ever see me start crying when we're doing clearing, it's because it's coming from y'all through me, and I love it. So do not be alarmed. Do not be afraid. The breathing and hold is important for me. Good. Samantha says, Nicole, I have to say thank you for being you. It's rare to come by authentic human sunshine such as yourself, and I really appreciate your pacing, time, and energy. Thanks for choosing to be with us over and over again. Samantha, what you not about to do is make me cry. I'm just kidding. Thank you. It's my honor. I appreciate it. Thank you. That touches my heart. Seriously. And y'all know I have no issues crying on camera. I've done it before. Just talking about my puppy that one session, and I can't remember. There have been other times. All right, the way we do the ease clearing. We're just going to call it Cleese right now. We're just going to combine words. Is I will, thank you, Helen. Thank you, Pam. I know. All right, you know what I say. Who needs TV when you have a Nicole? I am going to connect to you energetically. And remember, he was talking about kinesthetic muscle testing. That's basically what I use to figure out, right, the cleaser. I like it. Figure out like what is testing weak against the statements that I mentioned for this collective. When I do it one-on-one, of course, it's more potent, but even just this is very beneficial and very helpful. And so when I come up to an emotion on my list of common emotions that tests weak against that statement, I will ask you to take a deep breath and then hold. While you're holding it, you don't have to repeat in your mind. You just hold your breath and relax in it. I will say a statement of releasing that energy, and then you'll exhale. I will guide you through it, and at some point you will catch the rhythm of it. But I will still continue to guide, because then people might be popping in out of nowhere and be like, what are we doing? Let me just join for the heck of it. Thank you. Thank you all. I really appreciate that. Aw, thank you, Ainsley. It's important to tell people these things. Thanks, friends. Pass the sunshine. I agree. I love complimenting people and celebrating people for who they are. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate that. Later, Farron. All right. The first one is with maintaining boundaries. So we're going to clear any energies around that that's making it hard to maintain boundaries for you. Okay. Let me drink some water first. Water helps connect better. It's a conduit for the science people. Geek. I like being a geek. So much yum. I like my water almost warm enough to make a bag of tea. Okay. It's very possible, Pam. Okay. With maintaining boundaries. Anxiety. Deep breath in and hold. I release all anxiety with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Fear is screaming at me, so I will skip all the other words in between that and come back to it as needed, but fear is the next one. So fear, take deep breath in and hold. I release all fear with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Confusion, deep breath in and hold. I release all confusion with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Dread, deep breath in and hold. I release all dread with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Guilt, deep breath in and hold. I release all guilt with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Pressure, deep breath in and hold. I release all pressure with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. You're welcome, Pam. You too. Obligation, deep breath in and hold. I release all obligation with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. That was y'all specifically because that's not on my list. Self-punishment, deep breath in and hold. I release all self-punishment with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. That was also not on my list. I hear y'all. Resistance, deep breath in and hold. I release all resistance with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Letting go, deep breath in and hold. I release all blocks with letting go, with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. All right, anything else come up for with maintaining boundaries? That's what I got for the collective in this now moment. If not, we'll go to the next one with putting myself first. I thought I saw a sheep. Good now, Christine. It's like, is there a sheep? Guilt. Okay. Guilt didn't work for you, huh? I gotta do it again. Okay. Guilt. Deep breath in and hold. I release all guilt with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Anything else? Good now, Emma. A big old smile. I love it. Good now, Karen. Who else has popped in? Amy. Good now, love. All right, we're going with putting myself first. It happens sometimes, Verna. Yep. Putting myself first. Yep. That will be next. I was like, did I say? I was questioning, like, did I say it or not? Okay. With putting myself first. I think this requires a little bit deeper level clearing. Yep. Let me see what I could get with this statement by itself, but there is more. Give me 1 second. Dread and sorrow with putting myself first, or was that with the other one, Jamie? Both, okay. All right, let's do dread, deep breath in and hold. I release all dread with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. Sorrow, deep breath in and hold. I release all sorrow with maintaining boundaries. Exhale. And dread, deep breath in and hold. I release all dread with putting myself first. Exhale. And sorrow, deep breath in and hold. I release all sorrow with putting myself first. Exhale. Shame, deep breath in. I release all shame with putting myself first. Exhale. Support, deep breath in. I release all blocks with support with putting myself first. Exhale. Is something that on this list that is trying to come through? I hear it, but it's so far in the distance and so not clear yet. Unworthy, judgment, forgiveness, expectations. I just closed my eyes for half a second. How did I'm just kidding. I love it. All right, I will do that. I love it. Thank you all. Expectations. Deep breath in and hold. I release all expectations with putting myself first. Exhale. Judgment. There's something else. Deep breath in and hold. I release all judgment with putting myself first. Exhale. It was self-judgment. Deep breath in and hold. I release all self-judgment with putting myself first. Exhale. Unworthy. Deep breath in and hold. I release all unworthy with putting myself first. Exhale. What else y'all got? So when I do a deeper level clearing, I don't do those live because it can go really deep. But the sentence would be, I feel blank when I think about putting myself first, and then you'll have like a list of emotions, and the statement becomes longer, but it goes deeper. I remember doing that on myself once, and I was like, oh, yeah, because I was bawling. It's like, okay, guess I needed that one. Guilt, deep breath in and hold. I release all guilt with putting myself first. Exhale. Regret, that's not even on my list. Regret, deep breath in and hold. I release all regret with putting myself first. Exhale. That I was like, there's something, it's just that it hadn't come through yet. Something had to trigger the word. What else y'all got? How are y'all feeling? What's good? Talk to me. Because I can't see your faces. Well, I can, but just the bubbles. I know it can be a lot to process. Magical. I love it. What is that emoji? I love all the colors. Is it a mermaid? Oh my goodness, she's so cute. I gotta find it. I figured out how to pull up the emoji keyboard on my computer the other day by accident. I was like, ooh, she's so cute. I like it. I don't know if I can put it in here. I don't know how to. Can I copy it? Like, how does that work? Oh, there she goes. I promise I'm 47. I promise. Lots of yawns. Yay! I love that. Celebrating that. Good. Thank you for the hearts. I hope everybody's feeling a little lighter if this was something that you struggle with. Yeah. Any last thoughts, comments, shares, so I could love on you? Isolation. Thank you, Jamie. Isolation, deep breath in and hold. I release all feelings of isolation with putting myself first. Exhale. It kind of aligns with expectations too. The part of healing that people do not talk about is you lose sometimes people that you've always been connected with. I put lose in quotation marks because are you really losing anything if they are not willing to elevate with you? So, that was a good one. Isolation was a good one. Excellent. I love it. Not saying it's easy, because that part of your life that you've always known is like, so grief may occur, but if you know that it's a potential, you can make sure you have some tools to navigate those situations. Helen says, oh my word, a truth just dropped. Ooh, if I let go of them, I'm afraid something bad will happen. Instead of me taking responsibility for me and allowing them to take responsibility for them, I'm trying to rescue them to feel good about me. I need to pay attention to me, validate me as an inside job, and let go of her external validations. Ooh, Helen. Oh my God. I bet that feels freeing and also like, oof. Hello, ego. And that's why we have the parts of releasing positive things, because sometimes the ego is like, I'm doing this. Look at me. I'm doing this. And it's like, but what would the higher S, the bigger, yeah, right? Yep. Relief and, ow. I ouch sometimes too. Isolation comes up for me when balancing rest with work and play. Verna says, me too. Yes, Helen, me too. Right there in your boat. Yep. Well, at least y'all are in a rescue boat. Mm, understood, Jamie. Well, how do you mean? Is it because you have to distance yourself from people when you're choosing rest and you feel like you're missing out on things? Or what do you mean? Congratulations, Helen and Verna. Okay. It sounds like there is a guilt around taking a break, around resting, as if resting's not productive. We're in the life jackets. Yas, yas, yas. Thank you, Verna, with you too. That's an opportunity to explore where that feeling of isolation is actually coming from. Because if they're not resting, then they're missing out on a rest. I'm just saying. Like, rest is a lifesaver. It helps with your immune system. It helps with your stress. It helps with weight. It helps with so many things. Man, that truth is hitting me. Good. I'm glad. I know it hurts. But on the other side of that, it is it's the greatest sense of peace I can't even put words to. And congratulations, because, yeah, I hear you. I still find those truths about me. I'm like, oh, that's an ego thing. I feel like yeah. More feeling left out, but my own need for rest for health reasons. Okay. Yeah. From a logic standpoint, I know the heart does not care what logic is, but which you already know, which is why you rest. If you keep trying to hang out with them, you will not be able to show up. You won't even have a good time, like, because you're not going to be feeling your best. That is the worst place to be. Like, who wants to be out when they're not feeling their best? So you're really not missing out on anything. I get what you're saying though, and I get how hard that can be. But I'm celebrating you for choosing you by resting, making that a priority. Because really, you could say, forget rest. I'm going to go hang out because I want to be with them. So congratulations on your courage for self-care. Brenda says, this is really a big one for me. Learning to let my daughter and granddaughter live their lives for themselves and not step in and try to rescue. Yeah. Even as a non-parent, I could see how hard that is. Like, I want to make sure. But honestly, if you were not on this earth, they would have to figure it out some kind of way. And so allowing them to navigate that, still be there if they like reach out, but allowing them to figure that stuff out would be a lot. It's the whole concept of teaching someone how to fish versus giving them a fish. So sometimes helping, if they're not showing any effort, helping is giving them a fish versus teaching them to fish. I'm used to it, but it's kind of a bummer sometimes. I get that. Yeah. It feels like a bummer. I definitely understand what you're saying. Would you say you're an extrovert or an introvert, Jamie? Learning that it's not my place. I need to learn to live my own life. Yeah, I know it's hard. You want the best for your loved ones, and you know that you potentially even have the solutions, but if they're not in a place to receive them, you're just going to drain yourself. And that's no good for anybody. And I'm sending big hugs to Jamie. Reminds me of my dad saying, call me if you need me. Yeah, otherwise I'm not going to insert myself. I love that, Dr. B. Yes. I am not going to volunteer because that's still the whole concept of feeling obligated or even out of guilt for like parents. Like, I want to save them because maybe I raised them wrong or maybe blah, blah, blah. Every human being has their own soul and their soul came here for a reason. And we all do the best that we can at any given moment. All of us got stuff that our parents inadvertently did to us that we need to heal. So for all the parents with parent guilt, coming from a non-parent, I understand. I hope that you can give yourself some grace. Both extrovert before illness, more introverted after. It's been a wild ride. Oh my goodness. I think you're still extroverted, but your illness makes you like, I need the rest. Because, you know, introvert just means you recharge being alone. I think you recharge with people, which is what makes this extra hard for you. That's what it sounded like. I was like, that has always been a big lesson for me these past few years. Yeah, Verna, good. I always knew he was there for me. That, yeah, and V makes a good point. Like, if you're, sometimes kids will get mad because you won't like actively help, but unconsciously they will know that they have a place to land, and it really can help them have some freedom to figure things out and know that they're not going to fall all the way down, so to speak. So I love that you brought that up, Dr. V. Working without rest will destroy you. At least it did me. Rest is vital. Absolutely, soul. Jamie says, you got it. Yeah. Yeah. I figured. I was like, I feel like she might be an extrovert. She gets energy from being around lovely people. I get energy from this silence because I am a whole introvert. um, but yeah, that's because my sister's an extrovert. Like we are, and I love her though. If not for extroverts, I would never leave my house. So I appreciate y'all and I need you in my life. So, but I am so content. I can find so many things to do. So yeah, that's why it sucks. Any other thoughts, shares? You guys are so freaking intelligent and cool and nuggetful. All the nuggets. Is there a nugget emoji? I gotta look. I feel like there should be. If there isn't, it's probably gonna say McDonald's nuggets though. Everybody don't want no McDonald's. There's no nugget. I need somebody to create a nugget emoji. Unless I'm spelling nugget wrong, which I'm probably not. Well, I can at least give y'all a gold medal. I know that's what I was looking for, Rhonda. I lost my thinking. Gold. Ooh, I see a text. Katie says, sort of feel, have experienced the opposite of I'll be there if you fall, but resonate with Jamie's resting away from life and stuff. Got you. Yeah, and that's why I want to assure parents who are willing to be there if their kids fall, because not everybody gets that experience. And I'm sorry, Katie, that is not your personal experience. It makes things tougher, but it also makes you a tougher person. The magic is strong today, Nicole. I'm so glad, Helen. How did I miss that comment? I'm glad. It's because of you guys. Sorry, I'm a product of my error. It's because of you all. Let me be respectful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the hearts. I can't believe I've been slacking. I appreciate them. I say the hearts are for each other. Good now, Dina. Looking for a nugget. I know. Good now, love. There's no nugget. I need someone to create a nugget. How do we have a Hamsa? Good now, Paul. How do we have a Hamsa emoji and not a nugget emoji? What? Not sure if I'm tough anymore. It got used up. I wonder what your definition of tough is. You keep showing up every day, no matter what. One of the hearts came out of your hands. Oh yeah, that's what I love about the Apple. The Apple reactions you can do. Katie, Verna's sending you big hugs. I bet Katie is stronger than she realizes. And I'll just keep unconsciously sending her love. Hey, Moonshadow and Debbie. Don't know. No worries. You keep like, it takes a lot of strength to just show up. And you consistently show up. So even if you acknowledge the little glimpses of strength that you have within you will start to compound and make it bigger. Berna says, I'm glad you're here, Katie. Absolutely. Soul says, yes, Katie, resilience is difficult to maintain. I understand. So I celebrate you. Katie doesn't like to be celebrated, but it's okay. I'm going to keep loving on her. I'm going to keep loving on you, chick. And for anyone who's not working out, Dina is another IT teacher here. I don't know, do we have anybody else, any other teachers in the house? Dina, I'm gonna have to start pulling your cards up. I pull cards of teachers who like visit a couple times because I don't know when they'll pop in, and I like to show like their next live. So I'm gonna start adding you to my list. But yeah. Any other thoughts? Berna and Soul Nicole, you're so welcome, love. Any other takeaways? Next chapter is, let me find the book. So many windows. Chapter 11 is acceptance. Thank you for the shout out. Of course. Gotta put them on the Athena armor. Yeah, man. It's when we open our hearts that makes us both more vulnerable and more strong. I feel like he might talk about that in acceptance a little bit. Chapter 11 is like 2 pages. Chapter 12. So we may read both chapters next week. It depends on what y'all say. But yeah, chapter 11 is like on the Kindle, on a big screen. It's like 2 pages. I think. Yeah. Katie, remember you are a goddess. Super facts. Dina C, glad you're here. Hey. Yep. And more yep. Do you know how many ancestors had to survive for you to be here today? V is so awesome to have in a chat. So supportive. Super facts. V is. This whole family, man. If you hang out for a while, you'll see so much love pours in. And I'm grateful for that. And one day y'all had me crying just seeing how much love you're pouring into someone. I can't remember who or what, but I just remember crying because it was just so beautiful. And I was like, I love this so much. Okay. Well, if y'all are complete for the day, I will bid you adieu and see you next week. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Agreed, Nicole. Ancestors, facts. Yes. Like, if nothing else, if you just think about that, I hope that helps you to give yourself some reverence. Yay, Debbie and Moon Shadow. Hi, y'all. Hey, Dana. Sorry I missed. I'll be here next week. No worries. I actually have to re-record because I forgot to hit go live on the other platform. So as soon as we're done here, I will just record this screen and without y'all's faces in it because there's privacy as much as possible. And get it up on the tube of you. What's on my OMG for, Dana? But I'm glad you're here, Dana. Glad you're able to pop in for a moment. Good now, Vicky. Sending love all around. Ooh, receiving, sending back. Cause hate when forget to record. Oh, I know. Fortunately, since we can replay our lives, it'll be easy to. It may not be the best quality of video, but you know, it is what it is. You'll still get the gist of it. Thank you so much for this, Nicole. You're such a beacon of light and love. Well, thank you, Soul. You're so welcome. It's my honor. Y'all know it. I'm so grateful. So grateful for you all. Continually, me and words just don't word. Continually showing up for you and each other. Because you already know what I always say. I celebrate you for showing up for you. Might as well get you some balloons. Because in so doing, if the balloons want to come out, you are showing up for the world, and I could ask for nothing more. Every time you heal yourself more and more, you are literally healing your bloodline, and you're healing the people in your surroundings. And that's why I am grateful every time y'all show up, because little by little, We will create world peace together. It may not be in my lifetime, but the more we create inner peace and have it ripple out, world peace is a possibility. Peace, loving, healing light to all. Thank you, Verna. Received and reciprocated. Dana says, shout out to Dina Cole, another awesome teacher, super facts. Yes, says V. Yes, Nicole, you're a solve. Thank you. You're welcome, sis. I love it. I like that title. I can take it. I'll take it. Dina says, thank you, Dana. And so to C. Yes, Dina C is the best. Super facts. I always miss, I don't know when your lives are. I gotta find, I know I follow you, so I gotta find you. Thank you, Alicia. You're so welcome, love. A balm and a solve. Thank you. I receive it. Nourishing, healing like you all. Y'all heal me as much as I heal you, so thank you. May you all create the most amazing now moments until I see you next time. Make every moment count. Jai Guru Dev. For anyone who does not know, Jai Guru Dev, it means victory to the, I celebrate the victory in you, and it also means it's a reverence to previous past teachers. So thank you, Joellen. You're so welcome. And Dina sending Carla, yes, and hugs to V. I love it. All right, my loves. I will see you next time. Let me hurry up and fix the tubular, so that whoever missed it can catch up. Later, gators. Ciao for now.